African trust in Russia grows as Western influence wanes. The growing strength of the anti-imperialist bloc, anchored by Russia and China, is sending tremors of fear and panic through Western corridors of power. During the recent anti-French protests, Nigerians and Burkinabés waved Russian flags. This signals that Africans are moving away from their former colonial masters as they seek alternative partnerships to help them develop. There is a high level of Russophilia in Africa, as Russia does not have a history of colonialism on the continent and has significantly helped counter-terrorism operations. 9 years ago, France increased its military presence in the Sahel to fight terrorism and stop the advance of the Tuareg rebels in Mali, even though it was NATO's invasion of Libya and the ouster of Muammar Gaddafi in 2011 that led to a rise in regional violence. In August 2014, the French expanded their presence in the region by launching Operation Barkhane and deploying some 5,000 troops to Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, and Chad. However, after 8 years of operations, France's anti-terrorist initiative did not achieve its goals, and is the reason why Mali asked Russia to help with equipment and training for Malian troops. Russia agreed to support Mali with militarization, and it is likely that in the coming years there will be a significant improvement on the security situation. A survey conducted in April 2022 by the German political foundation Friedrich Ebert Stiftung showed that 93.5% of Malayans were aware of the presence of Russian military instructors in the country, and 9 out of 10 respondents, 92%, believed that the Russians would help Mali restore its territorial integrity. The independent position of Russia's foreign policy attracts many African countries to cooperate with Moscow. Many Africans see Russia as a kind of counterweight to the continuous neo-colonial pressures from France, Britain, and other European countries. Russia also offers extensive national security cooperation to strengthen Africa's military and counter-terrorism capabilities against jihadists and other threats. Following the 2020 coup in Mali, led by Colonel Assimi Goïta, relations with French President Emmanuel Macron began to crack, with the latter unilaterally announcing the withdrawal of French troops in June 2021. In late November 2021, Nigerian protesters clashed with a French military convoy after crossing the border from Burkina Faso. On 18th of September 2022, Nigerians again took to the streets of the capital, Niamey, carrying banners reading, "Criminal French Army, out," and "Barkhane's colonial army must go." In July 2022, in the Burkina Faso capital, Ouagadougou, a series of anti-French protests took place with slogans as "No agreement with France" and "France is an imperialist tyrant parasite, get out." Unrest continued throughout August, and in late September, Army Captain Ibrahim Traore ousted Burkina Faso's military leader, Lieutenant Colonel Paul-Henri Sandaogo Damiba, in a second consecutive military coup. In early October, Burkina-Bay protesters staged rallies outside the French embassy in Ouagadougou and set fire to the building's fences. African countries only need to look at Russia's role in stabilizing Syria when it was on the verge of collapse because of the multitude of Western-backed jihadist organizations operating in the country. Africans are not naive to the fact that it was the West that instigated and funded jihadists in Syria, and for this reason, they have much more trust in Russia for counter-terrorism operations. Africa, with 54 votes at the United Nations General Assembly, a colonial legacy, and abundance of natural resources, is allowing Russia to foster new relations, after being isolated from the West following military operations in Ukraine. Moscow's approach to expanding its influence in Africa is in stark contrast to the Biden administration's emphasis on imposing Western liberalism, something that many Africans see as a form of neocolonialism. Russia's $20 billion trade in Africa is heavily imbalanced toward Russian exports of arms and grain to Africa. Although Rosneft and Lukoil do also negotiate for African minerals, diamonds, and oils, Russia is the leading exporter of arms to Africa, controlling 49% of the overall arms market in Africa. Just as importantly, Russia is playing a leading role in making Africa completely energy independent. Russia's state atomic energy corporation, Rosatom, provided a 25 billion loan in 2020 to construct Egypt's first nuclear power plant, which has an anticipated total cost of 60 billion. Russia is also at varying stages of negotiation with 17 other African countries to construct nuclear power plants and has preliminary nuclear project deals with Ethiopia, Rwanda, Sudan, and Zambia. These initiatives and deals do not come with the attached demand to impose Western liberalism. As relations with Russia do not come with added demands, the country has become an attractive partner for many African countries that are avoiding their former colonial masters. Although Westerners were shocked to see Nigerians and Burkinabés waving Russian flags while calling for the expulsion of French troops from their countries, those closely observing African events are not the least bit surprised.
Thanks for listening to Proletarian Radio. We aim to bring you the best Marxist analysis on current affairs, revolutionary history, and theory. Do like, comment, subscribe, and share our content to help us reach the widest possible audience. We are a small organization with limited resources, and we need worker support if we are to grow and fulfill our mission. If you are able to make a one-off or regular donation, no matter how small, please visit our website at thecommunists.org and register as a supporter.